Friends, the Bible talks about a lot of historical events behind which God is in action. However, if you see the Bible storyline, the whole story is a conflict between two groups of people, of which one followed God the Creator and the other one was on the rebelling side with God's enemy, Lucifer the devil. These two groups are the descendants of Shem and of Ham, both being the sons of Noah. For example, the Egyptians were the children of Ham, whereas the children of Israel were the descendants of Shem. One can see it in the biblical genealogy. However, I mostly talk about Shem as the King Bharat, the founder of ancient India and his times. It's mainly because the Indian literature that I am familiar with give us a lot of details from the time of Noah's flood up to about the following 600 years. This passage of time covers the lives of Shem, Ham, their interactions, and illuminate a lot of other historical characters such as Dionysus, Hammon of Libya, Isis, Osiris, Semiramis, Nimrod, Tammuz, Cush, Gomer, and Zoroaster, and connect them seamlessly and give us a better sense of what really happened in those days. Furthermore, the genealogy of the Bible flawlessly makes the connection between Shem to a person named Raghu, whom the Indians know very well, and through him to Abraham we all know. In this light, I have been claiming that in the days after Noah's flood, Shem, who was the King Bharat of India, and his subjects worshipped Yahweh God in the name of Narayana in India. The word Narayana simply means the one who rested on the waters, which is Yahweh. Moreover, recently I was sharing with you that Shem was also known as Raja Harishchandra, and how a descendant of Ham named Vishwamitra systematically destroyed his life, quoting his very well-known life story of Harishchandra in India. I also mentioned about Vishwamitra's magical powers, how he replaced the high priest Vasishta of Shem's community known as the Aryans and brought down the pro-Yahweh rule of Shem in India. Apparently, the story didn't end there. After the death of Shem, a son of Shem named Sudas, who I think could be the Arphaxad of the Bible, fired Vishwamitra and reinstated Vasishta to his original position. And I just came to know that this Vasishta had been instrumental in the death of Ham. A claim to this effect is found in Rig Veda's 7th mandala, 9th hymn's 6th verse. This account sounds like God's fire fell from the sky and killed Ham when Vasishta cried out to God from where he was. There is also another mention of this event in Rig Veda's 10th mandala, 80th hymn's 3rd verse, which states that Agni, that is the fire, rose from the waters and burnt out Ham the Zarathustra. So, is it all a claim from just the Indian Vedas? No, there is a claim from the Avestan side that Ham the Zarathustra was assassinated by a Karpan priest, meaning a Parpanan, who was a Shem's descendant in the city of Balkh, the capital city of Bactria, in retaliation for dismantling the old religion, which is Shem the King Bharat, worshipping Noah's god Yahweh. Now, to understand the phenomenon of fire falling from the sky, please watch my video, Fire from the Sky. There had been quite a few occurrences of fire in ancient history, just like the ones we heard of at Sodom and Gomorrah. And the spiritual counselors we hear about in the Vedas were none other than the prophets of those days, just as Elijah and Samuel that we come across in the latter times in the Bible. Again, Agni is not just a physical fire either. It is like the fire of God spoken of in the Bible. Here's an incident from the life of Job from around the year 1900 BC. One day, a servant rushed to Job to tell him that the fire of God fell from heaven and burnt up his sheep and servants. The Bible also states that our God is a consuming fire. Now, coming back to our story, for Vasishta to act against Ham, who was far away, shows that Ham, who had been in ancient Bactria and had become the prophet Zarathustra of the Zoroastrian religion, had also been actively involved in toppling the godly rule of Shem in India, which he could not snatch away from Shem due to the advancement of Dionysus to India in order to kill him. For better understanding of events surrounding all this, please watch my video, Ham's Fallout with Lucifer. Well, ancient history is complex, friends, and we have to plug into different sources in order to find the big picture. Thanks for watching.